Hi everyone and welcome to episode 10 of TeachTechPlay. I'm Eleni Kyritsis and I'm the co-host. Tonight we've got a great show with some fantastic presenters from the UK, New Zealand and Brisbane. So I might shoot over to Michael to say hello and then we'll get our introducers to introduce themselves.
Happy International Star Wars Days, everyone, and welcome to the episode 10 of TeachTechPlay. Yes, really exciting show tonight. Really looking forward to it. And what was going to say? Yes, and thanks again for all our presenters for joining us. Some staying up late and some waking up early. So, yep. Thanks,
Beautiful,
guys.
thank you. Now we'd also like to congratulate our last month's winner for episode 9. We had a great line of presenters and Corey Barclay took out the win with Wix, so well done to Corey. Now we did have an astounding number of voters, so everyone must be back on the bandwagon in voting, so please make sure you vote. I'll just share the link to vote. So please make sure you write this down. It will be tweeted out as well through our Twitter account to vote for your favourite presenter throughout or after the show. Voting closes on Friday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Alrighty, so let me just get back. Now I'll send it over to our presenters to introduce themselves and where they're from. So Mike, did you want to share where you're from and what you do?
Yeah, hey everyone, great to be here on the show. My name's Mike Redding. I'm from Using Technology Better. Live in New Zealand, down in the South Island, beautiful Queenstown, and I do a fair bit of work with Google and Microsoft and just helping schools get going with their technology plans. So yeah, looking forward to the show today.
Thanks, Mike, and I know you're just in recent New Zealand migrated over there from Australia, so you haven't been there forever, but it's good to have you here tonight. Wes, did you want to introduce where you're from and what you do?
My name's Wes Warner. I'm from sunny Queensland, but you wouldn't realise it was sunny with the recent weather that we've just had, but give me rain any time as opposed to Mike with his earthquakes.
Yes, I agree there. I don't know how Mike's adjusting to earthquakes. Yeah, I agree. I love Melbourne and their cold weather and rain at times. And all the way over to the UK, who's joined us today on a bank holiday. Mark, do you want to tell us about yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Mark Anderson, and as my Twitter handle suggests, I like to sort of share great things about how technology can help support and enhance learning in the classroom. So with that in mind, I've been a teacher for 20 years. I'm now a consultant and I work with schools helping them with particularly mobile learning, but IT strategy, and how you can get sort of good learning out of using technology in the classroom, be it using Google Apps for Education, iPad One-to-One, so forth and so on. And that's the sort of thing I do. I blog and I share just as much as I sort of do out there face-to-face as well. So yeah, you can find out more about me on my blog and all that sort of stuff as well. So looking forward to sharing some ideas today. And
Mark, something just happened to you that I just saw that you wrote in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Did you want to share that?
My blog is funny, but in my blog won the UK Blog Awards Education Blog of the Year. Yeah, I think you guys say I'm pretty stoked about that. Is that one of your sort of Australian sort of phrase?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was in Istanbul when it happened, and I sort of sat in a hotel room about 11:30 at night. It was only sort of 9 o'clock in the UK. And I made it wasn't a mistake, but I said thank you to the first person who said well done. But then I spent the next 3 hours just saying thank you over and over again to people on the timeline. But no, it's really sort of humbling because, like you guys, I guess we love and know how great technology can be when it comes to supporting kids with sort of modern learning, and it's just nice to be recognised, and. Like you, I don't do it for any sort of plaudits. I just do it to try and make a difference, and so to be recognised in that way is just really, really nice, So
yeah, and I think that's the main thing with all our presenters who join us. That's our thing. We're not in it to succeed or for celebrations. We do it because we love it, and I know people ask me how do you find the time, and it's just it happens. I enjoy what I do, so that's why I do it. So we might as well get the show started. So we had a little change to the order. So Mike's going to start us off with Sway, which is a Microsoft. And Mike, you're the first person on TeachTechPlay to present a Microsoft tool. So I'm excited to see and learn more about Sway. So let me know when you're ready and I'll start the 4-minute timer.
All right, no problems. Let me just share my screen and we'll get started. So it's good to be able to do something in Microsoft. I do a lot across a lot of platforms, but the great thing about Microsoft is they're just starting to release some really great products, and so I'm pretty excited to help get the word out about those. So start your timers. Let's rock and roll.
Off you go.
All right. So to get to Sway, you just need to go to sway.com, and you can just sign in with a free Microsoft account. And once you get there, you're able to set up a presentation platform, kind of a little bit like PowerPoint, but I just got so sick of PowerPoint when I was teaching. It was just the same thing over and over. So I'm always looking for something different to present in. So here's a quick example of about an assignment on the Panda. I'm not sure if you can see on your screen, but just behind here we've got some categories and there's a stack of slide decks just behind it. So basically you just click the little arrow here like you would do in a PowerPoint or a Google slide deck, and you just work your way through. There's a few little animations, and you can put your text and your pictures and there's videos and so on in there. So really simple to use, just gives you a little bit of a break from watching the same old PowerPoint, same old animations and so on. So I'll run you through how to make one really quickly here. So basically I've just gone to create a new Sway. I just put in a title here, TeachTechPlay. You can put a background in. So if I click the background, Sway will suggest a few things that might work for you. So it's looking at the words TeachTechPlay, and so it's just going to go look up some suggestions. And basically what it's just doing is it's just going back and looking at Bing images. So if I just say, for instance, select this one, click on Add, it's just going to add that as a background image for me. So then what we can do is we can add these cards in. So this is kind of like our slide deck, and you can put in headings and text and pictures and videos. You can embed images and so on. And there's all these really nice ways of being able to put images together. So it's quite a visual platform. So just say, for instance, here we could just run in a new section header, and we might call this header what's new with TeachTechPlay. I could put a background in there if I wanted to. And so now what I might want to do is put some text. And so we might just say this is episode 10, for instance. In there. And then let's add in a couple of images. Now, I like these ones here. A stack is a really good one. So basically with a stack, when I click on Add Picture, I can just go back and just say, for instance, I click this one, and then we click this one. Let's just put 3 in at random. We're just going to add those in there. And then let's just shut that for a sec. We can go away and modify these, delete them if you want. You can put your captions in. So all the ways you'd expect to be able to interact with this program. Next to the insert button just here, we can also go back to our cards. And let me just put in one more a slideshow just so I can show you what it looks like. So let's just go to that one, and that one. All right, so they're all in there. In terms of the design, there's some different backgrounds. Excellent. There's some different fonts and themes and colors you can put in there. And then with your navigation, you can say which way it's going to slide. So at the moment, you've got up and down sliding and sideways sliding. There's a few more coming here. And if you want to remix it, you can just hit remix, and it just changes up the way it does the animations for you. So let's just do a quick preview. Clicking on the preview button here, it's just going to build it for us. So here's the first page, second page here, third page, and if I go click on these, it will just start to change those images around for me. If I click on this one here, you can just go to it live, and you can keep sliding through. So once again, just a really easy way to just be able to put your thoughts together and to be able to share your ideas. It just gives me a break from just watching the same old, same old. Back over to you.
Wonderful, with 10 seconds to spare. So well done, Mike. Does anybody have any questions or comments about Sway?
Yeah, Mike, is it all web-based?
Yeah, totally web-based. It's all served through the browser.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, once you've created that, can you save that into OneDrive, or can you export it or embed it onto get a code?
Yeah, so basically it just runs like you'd expect Office 365 to run or Google Apps to run. So it just gives you a link back to your Sway and you can share that out. It's just a one-click and then share from there.
And what about an offline version? Can you download it so you can do it offline if you haven't got an internet connection?
It's a good question. I was looking for that option earlier today, but I couldn't find it. So I'm going to say no for now, but I could be wrong and someone might want to correct me.
Did I miss it, Mike? Could you put video in that?
Yeah, you can. So you can insert videos, and you can also do just like your standard embeds. So grab an embed code as well, embed that in. So I saw an example of it. It had a really nice animation. So someone had used obviously some kind of touch interface and drawn as they were speaking and put together a nice animation. It was a good option.
That sounds great. So thank you,
Fantastic.
Mike.
Pleasure.
Michael.
Okay, next up we have my co-host Eleni, I think, and you're going to be talking about a couple of different Google tools, aren't you?
Yes. So I know that the schedule said that I was going to be talking about another tool, but I've changed my mind for the time being and hope to present on that in a later show. So today I'm going to be sharing with you two awesome tools called Google Views and Google Street View. So can everyone see my screen? Someone let me know.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Hang on. Oh, helps if I hit share. Sorry, guys. One step ahead.
Good.
Beautiful. So what I have been exploring this year is trying to create real-life excursions, trying to make learning in my classroom authentic and purposeful. So we always talk about places around the world, but can we actually take our students there? I know realistically we would love to be able to go on excursions all around the world, but school budgets, etc., limit us. So Google Views is a great tool to explore photos from around the world. So these are photos that both Google have taken and also general people in the public have taken and uploaded through their Google account. So here you can see beautiful images from around the world. But the great thing about this is it's got some awesome features. So when you click on Explore at the top, it gives you their collections. And when I click on this, they've got some really cool things. So you can go and explore the Northern Lights. So I'll click on that one first. I haven't actually seen this one, which is cool. So here you can see all the images of the Northern Lights. You can rotate the image. Let me make that bigger so everyone can see. You can rotate it around so students in your class really get an idea of what it looks like if you're there. Some other of the views that you can also look at include going to the pyramids, and one of my favorites, going to down the river in America. You can look at the Taj Mahal, and this one's really cool. You can actually go and look underwater. So around the world there are many images where you can look at different habitats and ecosystems, including underwater photos. So here you can see you get a real sense of what it looks like underwater and how, you know, if you're doing a unit on saving the planet, you can talk about the reefs and why we need to save it. And, you know, you get these beautiful images when you go around of animals like this cool turtle. So that's Google Views, which is pretty cool. But then the next step of that is, why not even look at the Google Art Projects? So you can find these by simply Googling them, and the Google Art Project allows you to go into museums all around the world. So if you were an art teacher and you're talking about the Mona Lisa, why not take your students on a virtual field trip there? Now, I know in Australia we've just been celebrating Anzac Day, so if I type in the Australian War Memorial, it takes me there. So once I get to the website, I can go and look at the art within the gallery, or I can actually take a walk through. So by clicking the little peg man, it takes me to the War Memorial. So students get an actual feel of what it looks like to be there. And so this is outside, but over on the left here you can click on the different levels and it takes you inside the let museum part of the War Memorial, which is really awesome. Down the bottom it shows images, and one other cool thing is, just weary of time, I've got a minute left, this is a boat that was used at Gallipoli, and you can actually zoom right in. So, oops, I've just gone out. I clicked the wrong thing. Let me rotate back around and find where the boat went. Actually, I'll just click here. Here it is. So by zooming in, not clicking on the arrow, you can show students an image like this and ask them what it is. And that's actually bullet holes from the boats when they arrived at Gallipoli. So it really provides opportunities for students to realise what it was like then for the soldiers going in. So you can create real-life projects. Another great one is the National, if I've got time, I think I've got 18 seconds. National Gallery of Australia. I was here the other week on school camp, so you can look at different art projects, but by clicking on the views you can actually zoom in onto projects. So here we've got, oh, I've run out of time, but you can zoom right in and see detail. So I'll just quickly zoom in, and for your students, I'm on the reflection now and I can't see, trying to do it quickly. You can actually see all the detail. I'm not sure if you can see it through the view of what it actually looks like in real life. So the camera zoom right in, which is awesome, especially for those students to see what's happening and allowing the learning to go to places where you may not be able to take your students. Sorry, I went a little bit over time then.
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to cheat, so I actually had a timer on you as well.
I don't cheat. You think I do every month.
Well, you did go over.
Yes, but I was trying to finish up, wrap it up. Has anyone else used either of those in the classroom? No.
I have.
Yes.
I love it.
It's amazing.
Especially the zoom function, when you can zoom right in with those, you know, they go in those with those gigapixel cameras and get right in close, especially around the art projects. Fantastic stuff in there.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a bit hard when you're under pressure trying to get the zoom button in the right way. I always kept hitting, so I apologise for that. But yeah, go and explore, because even for kids, I know we had a look at it before we went on our camp to Canberra, and then we looked when we got back. So some students wanted to reflect on a piece of artwork they saw, so they were able to still look at it in that close detail, I think, which is important. And yeah, so enough of me. Next up, we've got Wes. So Wes, you're sharing EdPuzzle with us today, and I'm excited to see.
Yeah, so yeah, EdPuzzle is one of those things that you know, I've sort of come across by chance, and when we're trying to flip our classroom. So I'm just going to try to get into screen share. I'll do my, yeah, do it that way. And okay, so now, can you see my screen now?
Yep, just let me know when you would like me to start the timer.
Okay, righto, you start now. That's fine. Okay, EdPuzzle is a great way of when you're trying to flip a classroom, when you send a video out to kids, either for homework or for extension work, and you want to know whether they actually truly understand the concepts that were coming through in the video. So EdPuzzle's free, and that's what I really love about it. So you create a class, and I've actually created a class called TeachTechPlay, and if you have a look at that code there, A-O capital P O R capital B, that's your class code. If you go into edpuzzle.com and log in as a student and using that class code, you can actually come in and actually answer my questions. Now, this is how quickly and how easy it is to create your own lesson. So I created a class. I'm just going to go into my content. I'm going to create a new video, and you can grab videos from YouTube, Khan Academy, TEDx, Vimeo, TeacherTube. So I'm going to look for TeachTechPlay, and go into YouTube actually. There we go. Let's grab this one from episode 1. Right, that's the one I want. You can play it and preview it first, but that's the one I want. And you're given 4 different options. You can start to trim up the video. I think 33 minutes is a little bit too long, so I'm going to just trim it down to about 44 seconds. You can play it, just check it out.
Hi everyone, welcome to TeachTechPlay.
And that doesn't sound like Michael. Now, if you find that a video that you've got is in a completely different language, or is in a language that's hard to, or in a dialect that's hard to understand, you can actually put your own audio on top of that. So this button here would actually wipe out the entire audio on that track and allow you to put your own narration to that. You can also put your own audio notes, which sort of, you know, when you're sending out a video to your students, you may want to preface it, or you may want to pause it halfway through, tell your students that you want to have a look at something. So that's a great option. I'm going to go to this part, which is the quizzes, and you can put in questions in the video by dragging where you want, click on the question, and you can ask an open-ended question. You can also put in a second question. You can put a multiple choice, okay? And you can have multiple correct answers or multiple incorrect answers, or alternatively, you can even just put in a comment. Now, one of the things that my maths teachers are really...
1 minute.
Oh, that quick. Okay. Insert equations as well. So you can put an equation editor. Now, what it all looks like is, I'll go done. Yeah, assign it to TeachTechPlay. Send, and my students would now have access to that. Now, if I go to a particular one of mine, one of my classes, ITS, this is the data that you get. Yeah, I can see that 67% of my students have actually done that. But if I have a look at it, I can actually see who hasn't watched it. So these 3 students haven't watched it, whereas these ones have. These ones have done extremely well. These ones not so. Let's have a look at this, you know, particular child here. They've actually answered it, okay? And with open-ended questions, I can put a comment. I can also mark it correct or mark it incorrect. And that's the great thing about with EdPuzzle, that you've got the analytics to see how well the students are doing. Done!
Perfect timing. Well done.
Okay.
So thank you. Now, I know I've seen EdPuzzle, but I haven't actually used it. So I think you've just motivated me, Wes, to make sure that I do that in the next month, is to attempt to use it in some way. Has anyone else used it or see it being used?
Yeah, Wes, have you used Educanon before? It's another similar sort of platform.
Ooh, no, I haven't.
Does a similar job. Okay.
Quickly Googling it.
Trying to compare it.
Yeah, you did Educanon on back along, Michael.
Interesting. There's always a lot of cool little movie things out there, and I think, you know, anything that you try to flip your classroom is always an important thing, as it engages students and makes them not quite realize they're learning in a fun sort of way. When, you know, as teachers, we like to see that record, and I love how you can progress and see what they've actually written. I think that's really cool. So next up, we've got Michael, who will be sharing with us Google Cardboard and iOS. And I must say, I was really lucky at the GeoTeacher Institute earlier, last month now, got to try it out. So I couldn't work out what all the hype was about, and now I've experienced it, and it was pretty cool. So Michael's here to talk a bit more about it. Off you go, Michael. Let me know when you'd like me to start the timer.
I'll just quickly share my screen first. Can you all see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, you can start the timer, thanks. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the Google Cardboard, which is a really affordable way to experience virtual reality. So basically, it's just a piece of cardboard that you can fold up, and with the use of a mobile phone, you can then view stereoscopic or virtual reality pictures in the Google Cardboard. And just a tip of advice, when you're purchasing one, they're usually around $10 each. There are different versions, so just be careful which one you buy and the features that it might have. So in terms of using it on the Android device, obviously being designed by Google, there are lots of apps that you can use from the Google Play Store with Google Cardboard. However, with the iOS, it's a little bit more difficult, which with my school being a Mac school, I'm really trying to explore ways for our students with an iPhone to still be able to try out this technology. Angela Lee from New Zealand has been an educator where she has posted a lot of different resources in terms of how to actually use the Google Cardboard in the classroom, and that's a link from one of her presentation, which she has listed a few different ideas of how to actually use this tool in the classroom, such as spot the difference, descriptive writing, an immersion activity, and word hunt as well. So back to an iPhone. So what I generally or introduce the Google Cardboard to someone is this roller coaster app. So they'll be able to go in the world of the roller coaster, and it's basically just wow them. How long do I have, Lenny?
1 minute 55.
Okay, plenty of time. Another one is a zombie app, which is Dive Zombie, or The Height. It's another really good one where they just go travel around the virtual world. Now, to create your own photosphere, it's really it provides students an opportunity to be able to sort of create their own and give them a bit more authentic experience. So an app that Google has made is a photosphere camera, and I'll give you an example of something that you'll be able to make with it. So I used my old iPhone 4S, and I was able to create a 360 image of my senior campus, and I've made a virtual tour that will travel around my school campus at the moment. So similar to what Lenny just gave you a demonstration of, but you'll be able to create your own. And I thought, well, why don't I take it one step further and be able to do that and view these in a virtual reality world and on the Google Cardboard with an iPhone. So to be able to do that, basically you use the Photosphere camera app with Google, download the image to your computer, and Google's provided this web page, photos/sphere.appspot.com, where you'll be able to upload the image that you just made, and it adds a lot of metadata to create the actual photosphere or the stereoscopic photo. I then use a website called 360 Cities, and this website actually allows you to create a free account and upload my panoramas or the stereoscopic. And if I stop my screen share quickly, I'll be able to show you on my iPhone what it looks like. Okay, so on my iPhone, which I'll try to share the screen, and because Lenny went over time, I'm going to as well. You'll be able to click on one of these.
Hurry up, Michael.
Load up the image. Internet's really slow today. How do I click it?
You're taking too long. I wasn't that long.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you did. And basically, you just click on the Google Cardboard button on the top left-hand corner, which you can see. Internet is so slow, and I'll show you the result after Mark Anderson's presentation. And there you go.
Maybe I might not let you. So thank you, Michael. And I love those 360-degree photos. I think it's awesome that you can take your own and upload them. I know I took some while we were in Canberra, and we reflected on those when we got back. So that's actually one step further. So I could use Cardboard and explore. Okay, there you go.
And there you go. So you'll be able to
view that now.
Travel around using the Google Cardboard.
Beautiful. Thank you, Michael. So that was actually interesting because I didn't know how you could do that to put it through to Google Cardboard. So thank you, Michael, for sharing that. And lucky last, we've got Mark Anderson, who has very kindly given up his public holiday to join us. So we really appreciate that. And you are talking about Adobe, and I got to play with one of these yesterday and I absolutely love it. So I can't wait because I'm sure you've got some other cool tips and tricks for me to use it more.
Thank you very much. So if I just share my screen with you, and I'll start my own timer as well, and I will make sure that I don't go anywhere near the 4 minutes, he says, hopefully. Adobe, and just do the timer, 4 minutes, and...
Are you ready?
Yeah, can you see me? Well, can you see the iPad?
It's just loading. Yep, off you go.
Okay, so Adobe are really kicking it in the sort of mobile space at the moment. As you can see, there are loads of apps available made by Adobe. Adobe Voice in particular is really, really popular in education. Try Paint as well there. You can see on the left-hand side, it's absolutely brilliant for editing images and playing with images. But I'm going to look at two today by Adobe, one called Adobe Slate and one called Adobe Shape. Now, Adobe Slate, it's interesting that Mike did Sway before, because Slate is like Sway in many ways, and it does these sort of HTML5 kind of whizzy presentations. They're super, super easy to make. For me, presentation tools, when it comes to learning them as using them as a learning tool, kids can spend so much time focusing on making things drop in and go whiz bang and all the rest of it, when what you would really want is for them to focus on the content. And while Sway goes some way towards moving away from that sort of thing in PowerPoint, Slate for me goes that a little bit further, because you really can't tweak that much. If I go into this one here, Twitter for Teachers, they're super simple to make. You just sort of drop in your images, and you get this lovely. This is just in preview mode as I make it. And to add something in is dead easy. So if I want to put in a new quote in between those two quotes there, I'll just tap plus. Is it a photo, text, link, or a photo grid? So I can just choose text, and I can go, wow. I can change the headings at the top, H1, H2, bullet it as a quote, all of that. And it's that simple to make it. There are loads and loads of really nice templates within it as well that you can see over the side here. And that then is pretty much it. And what it's really good for is making fantastic stories, and that could be as a presentation, or could be as a piece of English work. So a friend of mine has done some work using this with their children in English, getting them to write their stories this way, and it's really visual and really powerful. When you're done, you can easily embed them. So here's that same resource in my blog, on my website, and you can just swipe through and you get a lovely sort of swooshing effect. You can't put videos in, you can't add tweets or anything like that, but it's really, really nice for creating some really nice quality presentations. The second tool I'm going to spend a few moments on is Adobe Shape. So Adobe Shape, it'll basically take your image, your photo like so, and then what it'll do after that is convert it to a vector drawing like so, which you can then take out and use in lots of different ways. It could be that you use icons, pictures from your lesson. It could be used in many, many different ways. I've gone particularly quick because obviously I wanted to talk about Slate and I wanted to talk about Shape, but I also wanted to add in another tool that I mentioned beforehand called Pingpong, which is a free tool for AFL in the classroom. So you ask your question like, is my name Dave, true or false? And the people who are in the room will then be able to respond true or false to the response. And I've got two people in the room, and I'm hoping there you go. So we get some live responses straight in within the app there. It could be that I want to get a visual response from students. So I've just started teaching you about pigeons.
1 minute.
Thank you. I've just started teaching you about pigeons, and so what I'd like you to do is to draw me a pigeon so that I know that you know what pigeons look like. It could be actually that they're going to be doing something else. It could be show me the calculation for 2 + 2. Hopefully the maths might be a bit more complicated than that. But straight away you can see the people that I've asked very kindly to come into my ping pong room are sending those images through to me straight away. And if I tap onto the name there, I can see that Nina is in here doing her little drawing. I can open that up and I can show that bigger on the screen when I'm mirroring to the class. So ping pong is just a really nice AFL tool. It could be that I'm asking, please rate TeachTechPlay from A to E, with A being rubbish and E being amazing. And I can get my poll back straight. Oh, look, it's amazing. There you go. I can get my poll back straight away. That wasn't pre-planned at all. So there you go. That's Slate and Shape and Pingpong, all of which are completely free on iOS. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Now, I don't know how you just did that 3 things in 4 minutes, but well done. Do any of our presenters have any questions for Mark?
Hey, Mark, is that so? They're all free apps. They're not linked to anything like into the Creative Cloud or anything like that.
So you would need to sign up to the Creative Cloud if you want to sort of share it between and what have you. I mean, with Shape, for example, the vectoring of the images can pull through. You can pull that through in the Creative Cloud and then use it in Illustrator or whatever else you wanted to. But you don't have to have a paid-for account to use them. Okay, so
that could be really good in the initial, designing phase. Getting kids to brainstorm some ideas and then throw it in and vectorize it.
Absolutely, and say once you've done the work in Shape, you can save that straight to your camera roll, so you're not tied to the Adobe ecosystem if you want to take it off and use it somewhere else.
That's great.
It's lovely. It's so beautiful.
And I know I used Slate, and I think it was really good because I did a presentation. You just get a link, so you can just share that link, and everyone's then got it. So it's really easy to share and flexible, and I can see definite use in the classroom of both, 3 of those tools actually, as well as Pingpong. Did anyone else have any questions for Mark?
No, but Pingpong looked great. I'm definitely going to try it out in class this week sometime.
I'll give you a health warning with Pingpong. So before we sort of went live, we were talking a bit about filtering in schools. So if you have any sort of issues with HTTPS, sort of filtering on your network at school, you may find that Pingpong won't work. So you'll need to get that, find out what the IP address is and get that unblocked on your filter. But I've done it with audiences of like 80. It's fantastic and it's really quick and really responsive. And for me, it's not like the silver bullet tool because nothing is. But if you're sort of tying it alongside things like maybe Socrative or Kahoot or what have you, it's just another nice little AFL tool in your sort of arsenal of tools. It's great for sort of taking the temperature really quickly. If learning goes off piste and you haven't prepped anything because it just went off piste, it's a great way to then just check in to see what the kids actually understand, in a really quick and easy and visual way.
And I think that's the great thing about it. You don't actually have to have it pre-prepared, and we're always pressed for time, and that's something we always love to have up our sleeves, those cool little things. So we have to make sure filtering system allows it to work. Now, I did get a little bit ahead of myself, and we didn't actually share about Michael, so I apologise for that. So did any of our presenters have any questions in regards to Google Cardboard? It was because, Michael, you used all your time up.
No, I love Cardboard, and it's good to see it actually being used on the iOS. One of the things it's becoming more and more so now on YouTube is the not stereoscopic, but split screen videos that you can now start to watch in Cardboard itself.
And Mike actually asked a really good question in the chat before, which was what size iPhone actually works on the Cardboard. And obviously I've got an iPhone 6 now, which works really well with the screen real estate, the bigger screen real estate. But I tried it with my old iPhone 4S with just a slim iPhone case, and that worked really well too. So even the smaller iPhone worked well on the Cardboard.
And that's always good to know because they do come in a specific size. Did any of our presenters have any other comments I'd like to make?
I just want to say thank you for asking me. It's been great to connect with you this morning, so thank you for having me.
No problem, and we do appreciate you all coming, and even out to our viewers finding the time to view it. If it's not live, even afterwards, it's good to know. I was at a conference today, and someone came up and said, you have inspired me to try new things through the show. So it's always good to hear that. So if others have positive feedback, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got something you'd love to share, always contact us via our Contact Us form on our website. I'll just share the slide again to vote. So please remember to vote for your favourite presenter. I must say I actually have no idea who I would even vote for tonight because I think all our presenters were great. So voting's open until Friday at 8 p.m. So please make sure you find the time to vote, and we can find out who our play. I imagine it'll be a play king. I've yet to win one, but it doesn't matter. It's all about sharing. So hopefully, everyone gets a bit out of it. Our next show airs on Monday, the 1st of June at 8 p.m, and we have got an awesome lineup of presenters. Stay tuned. They will be published hopefully at the end of the week. We're just confirming a few people. And I know, Mike, you've got a little announcement that you'd like to make.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So we've got a fair bit of some professional development coming up, and so Eleni is actually going to be presenting a whole strand on primary teachers and how to embed technology. So really excited about Eleni running some online training for us. You can either watch it live like you might be doing now, or you can catch the recordings afterwards. And we've also got some other presenters who are going to show you how they can you can create personalised learning environments, motivate your students with technology, and so on. So a couple of I might just quickly share my screen, Eleni, and just show you the links. You take 2 seconds. And if people want to find out some more information, they can just go to these links right here. So bit.ly/UTB Google Day. We're running a day at Google on the 15th of June, so everyone's welcome to that. The online training one is the bit.ly/UTB online. And if you want to find out some more stuff about our online community of teachers who are sharing ideas and accessing our online library of resources, you can go to bit.ly/UTB-USC. But really excited about Eleni doing some training for us, and hoping lots of teachers get on board and figure that out.
Thank you, Mike. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. I know that a lot of teachers who are also interstate always say, we don't get a chance. So I think that online PD is great for them to be able to join and see what other educators are doing. Now, I know, Wes, you've also got something you'd like to share.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people have been asking about this, and they're saying, what's happening with the next Google Apps for Education Summit? I can tell you that Adelaide is confirmed for the 28th and 29th of September. So get in there, and that's at adelaide.gavesummit.com. And Melbourne people, you are not being left out. We are about to announce that very, very soon. So hold on tight and get ready for another amazing summit. And let's see if we can crack those big numbers that we had last year, and hopefully see a flag come to Brisbane during September.
Nice.
Thank you, Wes. And I know, last year at the Melbourne Summit it was a sellout, so make sure as soon as that gets announced you get the approval from school and get along. And I'm sure Adelaide, I know for the Melbourne, a lot of people came across also from Adelaide because it was in the holidays, so they've now got their own, which is good. And Mark, did you have anything?
Yeah, I'll just share where people can find me, really. So if I can just do entire screen a second and share. So yeah, you can find me on Twitter as @ICTEvangelist. My main blog is ictevangelist.com, and then my website is educationevangelist.com. But basically, if you just search for ICT Evangelist, you'll find me everywhere. That's me on YouTube, that's me on Pinterest, that's me wherever. So. And as for me, like I said, and you probably got from my presentation, it's just about trying to share great ideas, really. So hopefully you'll get something from that. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks, Mark. And I know you're in the UK and you've got quite a lot of PD coming up, so we couldn't actually just mention one because you're booked out pretty much. Yep. Yeah, off you go. Okay.
I'm working with a lot of schools coming up and what have you. I'm doing a Teach Meet down at Mountains Bay Academy next week. I'm doing a Somerset Teach Meet a few weeks after that. I'm doing one in London. I've got the Ultimate iPad Day in London on July the 15th with my great colleague Nina Jackson, who is Music Mind on Twitter. She's the fantastic friend who did the nice little drawing for us in Pingpong. But like I say, if you want to sort of catch me and hear some of the things I've got to talk about and share, then by all means just go to my blog or look on my website because it's all on there.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mark. And now I've just got another little project I've been working on. When I attended the GTA last year, we needed to think of a moonshot, and my moonshot was about Genius Hour. So I am a big advocate for Genius Hour, so I know that around the world a lot of students are doing some great work with Genius Hour, so I've actually created a Genius Hour fair, and this has just happened in the last couple of weeks, so you can actually submit your students' projects. I've got resources on here for teachers, how it works, how to submit, so pretty much once students have created their Genius Hour project, you just need to record them and upload the video to YouTube. You can keep it unlisted, and then share it through a Google form here, and later in the month, next month, you'll be able to view all the submissions and vote for which project you liked the most. And so that's just another little project I've been working on. So if your class is a part of Genius Hour and you'd like to enter them in, we'd love to have you a part of it. So that brings us to the end. Please make sure you vote for your favourite presenter. We do thank all our presenters for finding the time to be part of our show, and we look forward to seeing you all next month. So on behalf of me and the team tonight, I would like to say good night and thanks for tuning in to Teach Tech Play. See ya.